Hello. Sorry. Don't know what happened there. So I am doing another video in one of the gaps in between toddler duty here. And I'm doing another blind. This is the second of two blind samples sent to me by my Reddit friend Rachel, who is one of the most prosaic reviewers on the Reddits. Now the last one was a grappa from Tuscany. This one says mystery burb, and the burb you will notice is tweeting. This is a little bit of an inside joke. So Hamden Distillery in Jamaica just released something they were calling the Endemic Bird series, which is a limited edition bottling that they dropped for the U.S. market as a little bit of a gift to the U.S. Consumer, and it was immediately snapped up by by a lot of European buyers, actually, looking to store them in warehouses and on shelves and stuff like that. So the Endemic Birds series has become known as the Burbs, the little birds. It's a term among nerds who talk about this thing. So the message here is that this is secretly one of the Hamden Endemic Bird series. That being said, the last bottle suggested, let's just go with the whole thing, why not, that it was an Armagnac and it ended up being a grappa. So, you know, the message here suggests rum and Hamden. Ooh, I'm pretty sure that's rum, actually. Suggests rum and Hamden, but, you know, knowing my luck, this could be a rye or something. Or a Baijiu. On the nose, I don't think it's a Baijiu, but all right, let's get this going. This is a blind. You know the rules. You can see either up there or down there, wherever they put the title, what the hell it is that I'm drinking. I have no idea. I will look at the reveal on my phone whenever it comes in. I've just asked Rachel to send it to me. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go. All right, so immediately this strikes me as a very, very rummy nose. I'm thinking, this does not smell at all grainy. I mean, the color immediately says aged in some kind of oak, right? Or, it could be a fake out, right? Could be food coloring, but I don't think so. This smells like it's seen some time in oak. But it doesn't smell like a whiskey. It doesn't smell like, a brandy. This smells like a molasses-based rum. More than that, it doesn't smell column distilled. At least I don't think so. It doesn't have the sort of, I often get with column stills a very sort of aromatic, almost cola note, like cola that's like nice artisanal cola that's gone a little bit flat. It's been sitting in the glass for a little while. Nothing like that here. And I also don't initially think. I'll develop my opinions on the palate. I initially don't think that this is a blended rum, sort of a blend of pot and column distillate, because often with those sorts of rums, I get a little bit of a rusty note. That's kind of the giveaway for me. And there's really nothing like that going on here. What I am getting is it is actually quite floral. So I'm immediately thinking maybe it's pot distillate, but not a really sort of high ester, aggressive pot distillate. So what we're getting is I'm actually getting a little bit of a Tootsie Roll note, honestly. There's some wood action going on, some like a little bit vanilla bean, Turkish Delight. Yeah, the Tootsie Roll note is actually very prominent and nice. A little bit of a black licorice, no, more of a fennel note than anise. A little bit earthy. It smelled, and the alcohol is a little bit nippy, so I suspect this is bottled at a high-ish proof. I don't know exactly how much. A little bit of a slight black olive note, like one black olive in there. A little briny too. Not a whole lot of citrus. Yeah, this is, I would be shocked if this was not molasses based. It doesn't throwing me the big citrusy notes that I would expect from an aged agricole. Any of those psychedelic notes that I like so much. Um, there is almost a, what is that? Like a green tomato note in there as well. Something slightly vegetal but kind of fruity at the same time. Let's go green tomato. Okay, on the palate, first contact. Very peppery. But I don't think the pepper is all coming from the cask. Huh. That vanilla note again, definitely. Molasses, which is something I don't get very often on rums, honestly. But molasses is definitely playing a role here. That floral note, also turning a little bit sort of fennel bitter. There's a lot of fennel in here, a little bit of anise in here. Honey, black tea. It doesn't feel particularly nippy. I don't think this is barrel proof. Like the fact that I can kind of, get it through my mouth without too much problem is telling me this is problem. I don't think this is over 50%, but I could be wrong. Again, I'm putting it like the information there somewhere. So you're laughing at me right now because it's like, 60% ABV or something, but floral, peppery, clean, actually. Aside from the floral peppery bits, this is actually very clean in the mouth. It reminds me in some ways of, like, I don't know, I don't think this is a privateer. It feels like too, heavy and gross to be, then more heavy and gross than the privateers I've had anyways. But it has some of that, like, crafty cleanliness, like they're doing a very narrow cut or something like that. One more shot. Yeah, flowers. Lots of anisey notes. Little kind of falls from the nose, really. The Tootsie Roll note is not really there in force here, but the fennel. Little black olive too. I mentioned the black olive, didn't I? Dried flowers, a little Turkish delight in there. Some bits of this remind me of Worthy Park, actually, but I don't think this is Worthy Park. Give me a sec. What I'm about to say is I don't think this is Jamaica, actually. But let me try to say that. Let me try it again before I make such a statement. Yeah, it's good. But okay, I'm gonna give this some water. See where it goes from there. Okay, that's one squirt. But yeah, it almost feels too clean to be Jamaica. So I'm immediately thinking, like, okay, could this be pot distillate from somewhere else? Like, I don't know, Barbados or San Lucia, something like that. Okay, that actually tamed the alcohol nip. Okay, all right, let's try this one more time. I could see this being like from some American craft distillery or something, like someone trying to do it really seriously, something, more heading in the direction of like a big, serious, heavy pot still rum, but trying to keep it clean, right? Something like that. I could see this because, it's floral, but it's not as sort of dirty floral as some of the the low-ester pot distilled Jamaicans tend to get. Is any of this making sense? That I think that was my answer showing up. So I'll check that in a minute, so you can all laugh at how wrong I am. Not a whole lot of development on this. A little bit of a mint tea, a Senegalese mint tea coming out now. Some honey notes. A little bit of a citrus note too coming out now. A little like a toasted lime kind of thing. Like it took a blowtorch to a lime peel. Actually, it is getting more aromatic now. Slowly, this is opening up. Yeah, it does not feel like a Jamaican rum at all, and I mean it feels pot stilly, but it's just too clean and nice and not punching my face in on the aromatics for that. Just a little, and the Tootsie Roll thing is still staying around too. On the palate, still peppery. A little bit of wood creeping in now. Little black tea tannins. That mintiness, the mint tea thing. But this time you let like the tea stew for like a couple of hours, because the tannins are pretty serious. That being said, I don't think this is particularly old. This feels like just some fresh oak. Floral, nice, peppery, pleasant. Not my favorite thing in the world. What do I do with this? All right, so so I think it's a molasses-based rum. Let's go with that. I don't think it's Jamaica. I think it's somewhere else, and for the hell of it, I'm going to say USA somewhere. Maybe this is something that Rachel picked up in Mississippi or Louisiana or something, down where, maybe something like that. I don't think it's particularly high ester, but I do think it's heavily reliant on a pot still. I think, you know, if there's another apparatus going on, like they're keeping, you know, the column this is running into sort of, you know, they're keeping it restrained. This is not being, you know, heavily overproduced. I would guess this is aged in American oak that's pretty darn fresh. I don't know if this is raw oak, but I mean, I would think this is no more than 6 to 8 years old. Let's say 6 years old. Strength-wise, say 46%, I would say. The fact that I gave it 1 squirt of water and I gave it like the full sample in the bottle, and it sort of immediately started behaving on the nippiness, tells me this is probably, you know, in the mid 40s, mid to high 40s. And what else? That's about all I can think of. I have no idea what the price point on this would be. Let's say $80. I would score it. Hold on. I like it. I'm not crazy about it. It's solid. I like the way it behaves with water. It really sort of opens up the wood in this pleasant drying way that I kind of am into. The wood and the flowers are sort of working in tandem here in a really nice way. And the pepper. The pepper is definitely, you know, so I'm going to give this an 85. I like this. I think this is pretty darn good. Now let's see the reveal and see how wrong I am. Watch it actually be a Hamden burb. Okay, so you can see this now. So this is I don't know if you can. I'm just gonna read it. Bapt Clem's Oxenham, 4-year-old, 45% ABV from Mauritius, distilled from molasses, aged on the island in a sherry cask. No, it was not Raw American oak. This is actually a sherry cask. Wow, that does not come off like this. Really comes off as I am bad at picking out sherry casks. This came out in the Foursquare blind tasting as well. The pepperiness. I should have picked up on the pepperiness. I'm not going to be too hard on myself because, a lot of sherry casks are American oak. So, I take that. All right. So what did I get? I was actually pretty close on the proof. I said 46, right? Molasses-based. Not, it is, Mauritius is obviously not the US. I don't know. It doesn't say what kind of still this is. But anyhow, so I could have done worse. At least I said rum. At least I said molasses-based. It's okay. 85 out of 100. All right. I guess that wraps this up. Thanks, Rachel, for a really fun offering from Mauritius. I think this is actually the first Mauritian rum I've reviewed. I have a couple of samples that I need to get into, but this is the first one I've actually done. So thank you for watching. You nerds who clicked on a Mauritian rum review, whoever did that. This was 85 out of 100. I have no idea what the price point on this is, but if it's reasonable, if it's I'm sure knowing Bapt Clem, this is probably 80 to 90 bucks. But if it's reasonably priced, if it's more like in the 50s, give it some thought. It wouldn't be a bad pick, especially if it goes on sale. All right, thanks a lot for watching, and cheers.